Yeah.
All right, Chris, I think we are live here.
Well, it's time to go.
It is time.
Go time, Gary. We got to get started here because we've got like 27 different tools and techniques on how to sell more homes that we've got to cover. So we've got no time to beat around the bush.
No time to waste.
Jump right in there and start training. So the only thing we do need to do, however, we got to make sure everybody can see and hear us.
Yes. So if you don't mind, go over to the chat section and type in there loud and clear, making sure that you can see us and hear us. We wanted to do just an audio test, make sure everything is absolutely perfect. Also, that is where you're going to start typing your questions as we go through this live presentation, because we're going to really cover a lot of Q&A afterwards. So if anything's unclear or if you have additional questions, go to the chat section and make sure that you ask your question, and we'll have our team flag it for the Q&A session. And Chris, I'm seeing everybody is saying loud and clear, we're good to go. Let's roll, baby.
All right. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to share my screen because I have lots of examples, and we're even going to do a few demonstrations. So let me share my screen so that you know what we're talking about as we get into this presentation here, because I know, and if there's something that I know about everybody who's here, they came here to get something, Gary.
Yes, they did.
You came here and you wanted something, so I want to be able to make sure that I respect your time. Oops. By jumping into it.
Okay, so Chris is sharing his screen right now. There we go.
Now,
looks
Gary,
good.
Just do me a favor. Let me know when everything
is good. We are good to go.
Okay, so here is how everybody knows whether or not they're in the right place.
Right. Number one, have you ever found yourself asking this question?
How do I find listing leads and opportunities?
Well, if you're in real estate, you've probably been asking that question.
How do I get more appointments with those leads?
Yes, how do I convert them to appointments? And what are some innovative ways to engage home sellers? If you're asking yourself, or have ever asked yourself these questions,
well, you're in the right place. In fact, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be covering 27 different tools and techniques to sell more homes. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is the only time I am going to share this slide that you see before you, because quite frankly, it's overwhelming. All right. So don't worry. I'm going to take all 27 of these different tools and techniques that we use into 4 simple steps for us today. Cool. But I did want you guys to know that, because I promised, as we were promoting this training, we had said that we're going to be talking about 27 different tools and techniques.
That's a lot.
Here's what they are. So grab a screenshot, because like I said, we're not going to be showing this screen again. But I did want to make sure that everyone understood that we are going to deliver on the goods that we had promised as we were talking up this training. But before we go into these 4, because what I've done is I've taken these 27 different pieces and I've organized it into really 4 simple steps, 4 simple things that everybody can do. But before we get into those 4 things,
we have one primary goal.
Just one goal today, guys. And I think, and tell me if you're okay with this goal. And if you have to revise it a little bit, just go to the chat section and say, here's in addition to that, here's what I'd hope to achieve. But Gary and I see this as the number one thing we want to try and share with you today, which is show you how to market real estate and your expertise to people who want to know, like, and trust you so you can sell more homes, right? Is that an okay goal for us?
I think that's solid.
Is that okay? I mean, are you guys good with that goal? Because I've kind of organized all these steps around achieving this goal.
So let us know. Say, yep, that works for me.
Here's what I know. I mean, if we can do this, and you can tell everybody from your own experience, if we just do these 2 things, like market real estate, share our expertise, we will have a surplus.
We will. The thing is, Chris, is back in the old day of selling real estate, there were ways that we did this in order to compete, and that was print, mail, and pretty much it. And now there's so many different ways to be able to do this and share this. I think we get overwhelmed. I used to get overwhelmed until you showed me the path.
Yep. So I want to get into those 4 steps that we can take because, to be honest, this is the goal that we want to achieve. But for all of us, I'm going to say we've all been at a little bit of a disadvantage through no fault of our own. But we've been at a bit of a disadvantage. Let me talk to you about sort of what the requirements are for marketing and marketing to get listings. why it's getting harder these days, and how these 4 different things we must do if we want to be successful in achieving that one goal of being able to market real estate, market our expertise to be able to sell more homes. I think one of the first things that we have to recognize, and you look at that first component, the first requirement, is that we must create audiences that we control, not others. What I mean by that is the easiest way to look at this is to look at how people there's businesses in our industry where they take our data and they create an audience online. All right. And then, I mean, this is nothing new, right? The home search sites like Zillow and so on and so forth, they've been around forever now. But fundamentally, what are they doing? Well, they're taking our data, okay, and what they're doing is they're creating an audience with that data. Everybody who goes to those websites, that's an audience that we don't have control over. They do. Now,
it's vastly different than when I started selling real estate. I controlled that. I was the gatekeeper to that information, and now I've abdicated that to somebody else.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, here's why we haven't had control of this. You know, the leaders within our industry have allowed this to happen, and they've really not done much to fix it.
I would agree with that.
So here's the thing: we could complain about it, or we can just take control of our audiences. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that today. You don't have to rely on others, and this is like one of the fundamental mistakes that happens if you've ever tried doing what we're going to share with you today. If you've tried doing it before, is that you really didn't have audiences that you controlled, or you weren't thinking about those audiences. You figured everybody was your audience. Okay. The next thing is we must build trust with our expertise.
Yeah, and here's why. The number one reason buyers and sellers hire us is because they trust us.
Yes. Now here's where the little where we've been at a disadvantage. And unfortunately, people just aren't talking about this. But ever since the day listings went onto the internet, that once that happened, all right, here's what happened is that buyers and sellers, really, I mean, it didn't matter. If you were in the market to move, whereas you would have contacted us first, you are now going online first, right? And you're going online far earlier than you would have, a decade ago. A decade ago, you would have called somebody right when you were ready to start working with them. But today they go online. So because of all this listing data going online, people are engaging us earlier in the past. So we have to get people to know, like, and trust us earlier in the process. Okay. If we want people to know, like us, and trust us earlier in the process, we can't wait to share our expertise with them when they call us. They have to get that before they are aware of needing our services. And so we're going to be showing you really specific ways to do this. And just as a little highlight, my favorite and Gary's favorite way of doing building trust through sharing your expertise is to use video. But more on that.
Absolutely.
And a fourth requirement, Gary, is that we got to become omnipresent to those same audiences that we're building.
Okay, so let's define omnipresent, because if this is the first time that you've heard about becoming omnipresent, what does that mean?
So basically it means that we have to be everywhere online so that when people think of real estate, they think of us, right? So here's what happens. When we don't control the audiences, when we're not building our expertise, right? Other people are doing that, or other brands are doing that instead of us. What happens is when someone thinks of real estate, we're not the first thing they think of.
Right.
Oftentimes what happens now is someone says real estate and like Zillow pops in their head, right?
You know, and this is not all that uncommon, is that when I have had lapses in being omnipresent online, and then I re-engage my clients, I have had this happen. They email me and say, hey, great to hear from you. By the way, we'd love to go see this house that we found on Redfin. And I'm like, well, why didn't you call me in the first place? And I'm like, oh, that was my fault because I wasn't omnipresent.
And the great thing about digital tools today is that we can be everywhere online with very little effort on our own part, right? You can spend as little as $1 a day on Facebook, for example, and be omnipresent. But most people don't look at that being as the solution to the problem, is that they need to see us just as frequently as they're seeing those other big brands if we want to be competitive, right? If we want them to think of us whenever they're thinking of moving, or get this, Gary, when they encounter a conversation with somebody new and they would have had the opportunity to refer us, but we just didn't enter into their field of consciousness, we must be omnipresent if we expect to be there when they have those conversations.
Okay, so that's the third requirement. The fourth is we have to stand out with distinct value propositions. What does that mean?
So here's what I mean by that, Gary, is that you can stand out just by being loud and obnoxious, all right? So like my wife says, I'm loud and obnoxious all the time. And so that's one way of standing out. I would not recommend that if you're trying to get more listings and work with more clients. Now, what you're trying to do in this case is you want to stand out through what I refer to as like a distinctive value proposition.
Okay.
So a value proposition is essentially, what am I going to get when I work with you? Or what am I going to get by engaging you? It's like when they think of you, what do they think of? Think of it as a brand. So we want them to think of us and say, oh, that's why I should be working with Gary. Now, this works very closely with that trust. You know, if we're communicating and we're building trust by sharing our expertise, well, that in it of itself is a distinctive value proposition, because when they think of Gary Kreth, right, they're going to say, Gary sells real estate. Gary markets homes. I see him marketing real estate all the time. I see him talking about what he knows about it all the time. Clearly, he's an expert. That makes you distinct in their minds. That's a distinctive value proposition.
Got it.
So what we want to do is we have to do all 4 of these things. Now, like I said, 4 is better than the 27 that I shared with you before, guys.
This
right?
just breaks this distills it down.
So all the things we're going to talk about today, it really boils down to these 4 simple things.
Now, you may be asking yourself, if this is the first time you've joined us, who are these 2 guys? I don't know who they are. So we're just going to take 15 seconds and introduce ourselves, and then we'll get right back into it. Number 1, my name is Gary Kreth, and I am a listing expert agent. I've been selling real estate for 22 years now. And in the height of my career, when I wasn't working with Chris and training online, I was going on 6 listing appointments every single week, and I was carrying on average 50 pending or active listings. Now, that kept me very, very busy, and that's why I want to sit here and talk to you about listings today.
Well, and Gary still sells real estate. You sell luxury real estate
That's
now,
right.
So he's very selective of his clients. I'm Chris Scott, and I'm a digital marketing expert. I manage social media accounts with well over 200,000 followers and connections. I work to I'm responsible for the marketing for our real estate practice, but also for our training business here at the Paperless Agent. And I think on a given month, I'm generating on average about 5,000 leads. And so I'm going to be taking all things that I've learned and the things that Gary knows. And so we're just going to share with you what's working and what we have found to work in our real estate practice. So first things first, we want to implement those 4 basic things. And I think what's very helpful, Gary, is for us to jump into that first thing, which is, remember I talked about, we want to create audiences that we control.
Yes.
Okay. So in a little bit, I'm going to show you how to grow an audience with people in the market to buy and sell. But the first thing is, I want to start by showing you guys a really simple marketing technique that starts by marketing to an audience we all have already. Okay,
so you just said 2 words that really piqued my interest: simple and less than an hour. So simple and fast.
Yes. Here's the thing. We have this one audience. Everybody has this audience, and it's the people who know us. Okay, you already have an audience. So I want to show you this simple technique, because you can start marketing to the people who know you, and there's a lot of benefit to doing so. But the people who know us are the people in our sphere of influence. They're the people that we've worked with in the past. Maybe they're the people who we're connected to on social media. I mean, this is the easiest place to start.
It is, but we fail to do this on a consistent basis.
I know it's hard.
It is. I fail all the time. I used to fail all the time consistently. And that has always been kind of a breakdown that I've had.
Well, here's what I share. It's very important for you to market to the people who know you, because 1, the repeat business alone, right? So if you know 100 people, on average, between 7 and 15 of those people are going to be moving every year. Just statistically speaking, if you know, and I know you know more than 100 people. That's the thing. Yeah. I know you know more than 100 people. The average person here probably knows a few hundred people. Yeah. So you're looking at scores of transactions that you have the opportunity to get, but you may not be getting them. So there's the repeat business opportunity that we all have if we start using this one technique that I'm going to share with you. But there's another one too, which is the word of mouth. So we oftentimes think word of mouth just happens, and I'm going to tell you this: word of mouth is not by accident. It is intentional. You either create a sense of where people are going to speak the good things about you. They're going to refer you.
Your virtues.
Either virtues, or they're not going to. So the way we do this is we engage our clients by showing our expertise, providing value, and being omnipresent and standing out, all in this one simple 5-step marketing campaign.
Okay, what is that?
We call this our monthly value program. Okay, for short we call it MVP. But we're gonna take a look at example. And here's why I know anybody can do this. Right? It starts with just a simple email. I mean, can you guys author an email talking about something you know about real estate?
Yeah, I think that's pretty simple to do. Like we just think about what do we need to share with our clients right now.
So I have a real example on my screen here that we put together, and we sent this out to our database. We sent it out on September 28th, it looks like. Is the Austin housing market out of control? Now, if you don't live in Austin, you wouldn't put Austin there. But the first thing we need to do is we need to choose a topic that will demonstrate our expertise. So here's the thing. You could send them a recipe to your favorite stroganoff, okay?
Yeah, but is that consistent?
Well, it doesn't demonstrate our expertise. Remember that fourth component that we talked about for the requirements was we build trust through sharing our expertise. Well, your expertise in cornbread and stroganoff is not the expertise that's going to build trust unless you're a chef or unless you have a food service. No, we must talk about real estate. We must demonstrate our expertise in the domain of real estate while giving them something that they might want, right? So, you could just ramble on about market stats, but if they don't understand why they should care, or we have to pick topics that we think they would care about. Now, in this case, our clients, we know people want to know what's happening with the housing market. So in this month, we chose what's happening in the housing market as the topic. Every month we rotate topics. So the first thing to do is we just send an email out talking about this thing. Talking about this topic of, is the Austin housing market out of control? And you can see it's not a very lengthy one, but one of the things that we do is we take this email and we link it to a blog post on the same topic, where maybe we've expanded it. By the way, if you're not a writer, you could shoot a video on this. There are plenty of other articles out there from which you can pull. This is something that we provide many of our clients with, is this type of campaign. But what you're doing, and you might ask, well, why would I send an email and link to a website? It's all about building audiences that you can control. I'm going to show you later how you benefit from this, but just keep in mind, this whole thing is marketing to an audience that we already have control, while at the same time, I'm going to be being able to understand who in our database is interested in buying or selling. Like when someone starts to click on a link in an email that goes to a website with more information,
automatically qualifies them more.
Doesn't that indicate that they're more interested than the person who just opened the email? So that's what we have.
So the first thing is we send out an email. Second one is link it to this blog. Third one is?
Now, you are not going to get better bang for your time than to go and shoot a short 1-minute video sharing your expertise, in this case, on that same topic. All right. So we're talking about what's happened in the market. So Gary, you shot this video. I think this was actually a live video that you did.
Yeah, it was a Facebook live video. All I did is I took my phone, just my iPhone here, and I shot a Facebook live video answering the question that everybody's asking, because I know what my clients want to know. How's the market? Well, you know what? Let's address it and tie it into that MVP. So the market is changing. I just shot a quick video talking about how it's changing, and then I gave a call to action, an offer of help.
Right. So what we're doing here is there's what better way for them to experience your expertise in a distinct way, right? Most people aren't willing, unfortunately, most people just aren't comfortable doing even a short video.
Boy, Chris, what easier way to build trust with somebody than to show them who you are and demonstrate your competence through that face value right there.
You guys have probably already experienced this. We're all consumers of video online now. Something like 80% of internet traffic is going to be online video within the next 2 years, right? So we're all consuming so much of it. And you've probably even seen this with your own sphere of influence, where you start watching somebody's videos and all of a sudden you kind of feel like you know them. Maybe you kind of feel like you like them. Maybe you feel like you trust them just because you've been consistently watching their videos over time. So we want to include that. So we're sending an email, links to a blog post. We shoot a short video. Not talking about doing some diatribe here.
That was a minute, 27 seconds.
Short video, okay? So that's the next piece. Then what do we do? We boost that post.
So you're going to promote that video that we just shot.
So the video is going to get, just because it's a preferred format, within Facebook, for example, it's going to get better reach, but I want to make sure everybody in our database, everybody in our sphere of influence, I want to make sure people see it. So I am going to boost that post, but I'm not just going to boost it to anybody. Remember we talked about the audiences that we control? I'm going to upload our database, and I upload our database to Facebook, and then I just boost that post to our database. Does that make sense?
Makes total sense.
So I'm just uploading the database because that's an audience that we can control. So now I can guarantee the people in our database, if I want to get repeat business, if I want to build up that word of mouth business, we're going to start marketing and sharing our expertise in this way. So by the way, so we got the email, we got the blog post, we got the short video. You might as well go ahead and post on Facebook about it generally. You don't, I would highly suggest that you start by doing a video, but you could share that same information in a post. Okay. I would also go to the other social media places where, like Instagram or anywhere else where you're currently active. I specifically organized it from the highest priority to the lowest priority. So let's take.
So now we need to do this MVP every single month, right?
So every single month, we're going to change the topic. Okay. So we don't want to just talk about the market. We want to change the topic. So some examples of ones that we've done are, what's your home actually worth? Discover what buyers will pay in today's market, or top 8 home design and remodeling trends for 2019. So these are all just different topics that we're changing out. We're doing the same thing. We send an email out, links to our blog posts. There's a video that we shoot. We boost that video and then we promote it online, right?
And it seems like once you get this into that streamlined process, all you're doing is changing the topic every month and just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
I say it takes less than an hour because once you understand that you don't have to do something crazy to be able to simply send that email. And by the way, if the sticking point for you is I can do the blog post, skip the blog post.
Okay.
Just do the email, the video, boost the post, market it on social media. So you get 4 steps instead of 5. You could do that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, can you see it? Like that's a thing that's possible for us to do. Let's talk a little bit about why this works. Okay. So first off, maybe you've tried something like this in the past. Maybe you've done like a newsletter, or maybe you had some kind of like emails that went out automatically for you. Maybe you've posted on social media, maybe you've done a video. So maybe you've tried this. What we're going to do is slightly change how we've done it in the past, right? So you've probably done something like this.
That's one of the complaints that I hear, Chris, is when we talk about this, people are like, yeah, I've tried that in the past. It didn't work. And yeah, I've tried that. It didn't generate me business. I've done that. And a lot of people, number one, they only do it once or twice.
Yeah, if you do it once, I mean, that is one of the big problems, I think, in most, any small business or self-employed person. Unfortunately, somewhere out there, there's this expectation that I can just send one email out and get a customer.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, you guys, and you should know that in real estate, it's about a 90-day cycle. So the things that you do today, you're not going to start seeing until about 90 days. That's right? You would have said, I mean, I have to know that I've experienced that. I've heard that from many other people, is that it's about a 90-day time frame from everything that I'm doing right now, and then to being able to build a pipeline. So a lot of times what happens is people do these tactics like, oh, I'm going to cold call. You get that one client, but no pipeline is being built, right? So you do these types of, like you do this MVP campaign consistently, for 90 days, you're going to see a pipeline get built up. So what we're going to do here, let's talk about why this works. So creating audiences, we're uploading it to our data. We're uploading our database. We're emailing our database. This is all to an audience that we control. Because we're talking about something that's real estate related, we're building trust by sharing our expertise. Because we're using all those different formats of email, blog, video, social media, we are omnipresent.
I like that term.
Right? So we're all over. So you can span that out over the course of the month. You don't have to do it all at once, right? Maybe you send the email out. Next week, you do the video.
So you don't even have to do that whole hour in one week. You
spread it out over the course of the month so that there's omnipresence taking place all month long. And are you standing out with a distinctive value proposition because you are taking the time to be able to shoot that short video, to be able to educate? Yes, absolutely. Now you might be wondering, like, all right, how does that work? So a little feature within Facebook. So by the way, I'm going to talk a lot about Facebook because it's one of my favorite tools. It's one of the tools that if you're self-employed, if you're in real estate, it's just one of the more easy tools to use once you understand how to use certain features. In this case, I'm just uploading our database. There's a feature called a custom audience in Facebook where you can upload your database. And then all of a sudden that database becomes available for all your advertising campaigns.
Boy, how
right?
awesome is that? Is that not only are you getting in front of everybody in your database through email, but you're also putting that ad in front of them on Facebook.
And here's what happens when you do that ad.
Yeah, let's take a
So you
look
might
at the
look at
results.
that video and be like, okay, that video looked a little bad. I mean, you couldn't see the video, but the video is like a little dark. You know, Gary was using his phone. But get this, it reached 893 people. 723 people watched at least 3 seconds of it. Okay, 85 people. Here's the thing: 85 people clicked on it to get more information.
Well, that's did I just qualify 85 people?
85 people who already know, like, and trust us, right? So, like, this works when you go just that little extra step, right? Upload the database and market, and so now all of a sudden we've got an effective way to show up without doing nearly as much work as we would have thought. You do this, you don't have to post on social media 20 times a day. Heck, you don't even have to do it like once a day. You could just do it maybe a couple of times a week. Because now what we're doing is we're trading we're taking what was ineffective and trading it that what is very effective, because Facebook rewarded us. By the way, how do I know this worked? I spent $2.93.
A whopping $3 to get that much engagement from the database. That's incredible.
If you don't have if you can't pull together an hour to send out a quick email, shoot a short video, and $3 to spend, I don't think I can help you. Right? Like, I'm just going to throw out that. If you don't have an hour to send an email, shoot a 1-minute video, and boost that post for $3, I don't think we can help you if you're not willing to at least give that a shot. All right?
Well, I think everybody here is, because they're taking an hour out of their time to learn. So
okay. So I know I'm in the right spot. So what I want to do is talk about now, how do we expand that audience? You might be saying, okay, I've already got my database and my list of contacts. By the way, for those of you who say I don't have a database, I don't have a list of contacts, you all have a phone with people in it.
Absolutely.
Okay, you all have a phone with people in it. So, but I want to move on to next to something that's a little bit more exciting if you're already marketing your database consistently. I think what's innovative there is you should be using video and you should be incorporating video. But I want to move on now to an easy way to grow your audience by creatively marketing your real estate and your expertise using free tools on your phone.
Oh, you just said another thing, free.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to market real estate, whether it's listings that you have, whether it's stuff that you've sold, right? We're going to actually market listings.
Yeah. By the way, if you're a brand new agent and you've never sold anything and you have no listings, that's okay. Because there are ways that you can market listings.
Yeah, talk to your broker. I mean, you can find a mentor agent in your office and work with and explain to them what you're going to do here. But let's, and guys, I know if you're here, you've probably already marketed real estate when you have a listing, right? I mean, most of you probably done that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make a slight change in how we do this. One is we're going to use video. And by the way, it doesn't mean that you have to go become a video expert. I'm going to show you a way to do this very easy. Just use your phone without being a video expert. And you don't have to get in the camera. So I'm going to show you an easy way to do it. And I'm going to show you a more effective way. Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to show you how to do this. And what it's going to do is actually going to grow your audience. It's going to enable you to grow the number of people who you're not already working with or who are not in your database. Okay. So as you grow your audience using the method I'm about to share with you, is that it's going to expand the pool of the very same people who know, like, and trust you, so that you can start creating an audience from which to grow your list of contacts. Aren't we all interested in having a few more contacts who might want to work with us?
Absolutely.
It's better when those contacts are thinking, have real estate on the brain, than if they just moved.
Yes.
I'm just going to be honest with you.
Well,
it's better.
Because here's the thing. If they just moved, I missed that opportunity until the next sales cycle for them.
So it's better if we catch them before. And I want to show you guys how to do that. So I want to show you an example of what a simple 28-second video looks like for this purpose. Now, let me explain to you why we're doing this. We're going to create this little video, and all it's going to do is, yes, it's marketing real estate, but what it's going to do, it's going to build an audience of people who've got real estate on the brain, okay? I think I'm going to coin that. Real estate on the brain.
Real estate on the brain.
So we're gonna slowly do this so that we can find the people on Facebook or wherever else we're marketing this who have real estate on the brain. Now and it's going to leverage this feature within Facebook. That same tool that allows us to upload our database actually keeps track of who's watched your videos. You probably don't even know this. If you have a business page and you share videos on there from time to time, Facebook's already building an audience that you're probably not aware of people who are watching your videos. So
boy, I hope you listen to that. That is a golden nugget
so
right there.
That's the power behind it. But Gary, let's show everybody what one of these videos looks like. It's only 28 seconds, and we're actually gonna play it here, and then we're gonna pop back on. So it's a 28-second video, and we're gonna play it for you.
All right, let's take a look. Go down. Yeah, just go down. Oh. Like, I don't know. Here we go.
Turn off the camera, and so you got to turn off the camera and the voice. Turn that off. Okay. All right.
Now we're back.
We should be back now.
Yeah.
So before I share my screen, just go over to the chat feature and give us a loud and clear. We're not going to try and play.
They said welcome back.
Okay, we're not going to try and play that video from our technology over here. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to play it from my phone so you can see the video, and then I'm actually going to show you how to create the video, okay? So I'm going to share my screen. Let me know when my screen is active and you guys can see it.
I can see it.
Okay. So I'm going to show you, there's this really cool app that I use, but let me play the video for you first. I don't know if you're probably not going to be able to hear the video because it's coming through my phone, but at least you can see what it looks like. You're going to see this is only 28 seconds long. It's really simple. It's just taking photos and animating text, right? That's pretty straightforward. Not a very big deal. It's just animating text. But here's the thing. It actually creates a video that people now start to watch. It allows us to create an audience. So once this wraps up, I'm going to show you how you can literally, this was so easy to create. By the way, it was fun to create. And the tool that I used to create this was free.
Oh, I like that word. You said it again, free.
Okay. So let me make sure, so what we're going to do, that's the video.
Yep.
Okay, so what we do is we take that video and we put it into a Facebook ad, right? You could also do this using YouTube, but I'm just going to use Facebook. I'm going to keep this simple. We're just going to talk about Facebook. And we create a video ad for this.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm going to explain to you who we market this to in just a little bit, because our goal here is to build an audience. But if you want to build an audience, you have to first start by giving them something that they want. Well, people who are in the market to buy or sell real estate have real estate on the brain, so they're going to be looking at real estate online.
Yep.
I have found personally that it is cheaper to acquire the audience by using video than through other means. So if I can play a video, right? So if I can play a video, so you see this ad on my screen, right? If you can play a video like that, what that's going to do, people are going to be watching that, and Facebook's keeping track of everybody who watches that for me, so that if I want to put another message to them in the future, I can do so. So let me show you how easy it is to create a video like this, because a lot of times this is what gets people stopped up, is they don't think that they can create a video like this.
But it's super simple.
It is super simple. So there's this free app. You can just go to the App Store, and it's called Adobe Spark Video. There's a video version of the app. So it's Adobe Spark Video. And when you go in there, what you're going to find is that you can just come in here and let me hide the credits. Nope. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a slide. So you can see each one of these slides here is a photo that I uploaded, and then I typed the text in, right? So that's each one of those. As you were watching that video that was scrolling, this was just these different slides, and it automatically animated that text. So I didn't have to do anything. But let's say I wanted to add a slide. Well, I just hit that little plus sign, okay? And then I come over here, and then I say, oh, I want to use a photo. Let's see if this will pull up the photos from my Google Drive. I've got one. Let's pull up the Calabria, because I think that's which listing it's for. And let's get a photo. Let's see here. Which one would be a nice one? This was a beautiful listing.
It was a beautiful one. You can grab. Oh, that pool one is
nice.
I'll
drop another one of the pool here. We'll grab that one. All right. So I'm going to select the photo. I'm going to select done. So now it automatically puts the photo in. Then I tap it again, and I can add text. So I can say,
nice pool.
Gorgeous pool, dude. I don't know how to spell gorgeous, so we're not going to spell. Oh, I think it's with a G. Gorgeous pool. All right.
Nice.
So then I can actually just move that around. Like if I'm like, oh, there it is. I can move that to a different section. It'll automatically snap to the grid. And I can preview what that's going to look like, right? Just hit that little play button. I can see what just that slide's going to do. All right, and then it's incorporated in the whole video. I won't play the whole video again. And then I can just export this. I can put this into Facebook and create an advertisement around it, right? So that's how easy it is to build a video using a tool like this one that I'm using, Adobe Spark. So go to the App Store if you're using Apple. Just search Adobe Spark Video. Same thing with an Android. Just search Adobe Spark Video, and you can download and use that free tool. But now let's get into So
now that we have the video, Chris, using that super easy video tool called Adobe Spark Video.
So, all right, I'm going to show you another example. Here's another one. I'm not going to show the video, but here's another listing, right? It's a video. And so what we're doing is for every listing that we have, or that we have had recently in recent times, like in the last year, I'm going to create a video ad for it. I'm going to market this to people who are in the market to buy. Now, if you're using Facebook ads, it's pretty easy, because you would just put like Zillow interest, right? So Facebook knows that, oh, that person's probably thinking of buying or selling. But I create an ad, I drop this video in there, and then I'm just spending $1 a day, okay, $1 a day for each one of these videos to run. So I can spend, over an 8-day period, $8. In this case, this video, I probably took this at 8.5 days. So it was $8.57. And I've got 492 people who've watched at least 3 seconds of the video.
That's highly qualified people right there.
250 people who watched 10 seconds of the video. All right. So now what happens is I've got a bunch of these, right? Over time, you accumulate a bunch of these.
You just let these run, and you accumulate this for all of your listings, all sold properties.
So now you can't really see this, but now if you look at all the properties and the whole audience that it's building, there's 20,000 people recently who have seen one of our 3-second videos, or videos have watched that video for 3 seconds, or 8,000 people who watched it for 10 seconds.
So we're growing our market of people who know us for selling and marketing real estate.
So what we're doing is this is called audience identification.
Okay.
So now we can't stop. Unfortunately, we can't stop here. We have to take a next step. But what we're doing, before you can find a customer, you got to create an audience, right? So what we're doing is we're using videos of real estate that we create for free, very easy, just taking photos and animating text. There's actually a little nice music overlaid with that. And then I'm just marketing those for the sole purpose. And I'm only like spending $1 or $2 a day, but the only reason why I'm doing it is so that I can find on Facebook who's got real estate on the brain that's evidenced by them watching some video about real estate.
And we just found 20,317
Now I
of
just
them.
found 20,000 of them. So once I've done that,
Yep.
we can start sharing a different type of video. Remember,
Okay.
what do we talk about? Those 4 different steps. We're going to create audiences that we control. So what this does, these videos, this creates an audience that we control. Now what we want to do is build trust by sharing our expertise. So here's a video that you shot for us, Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a walking tour of a listing. This was actually my home. This was the first house I ever bought. And so I did a walking tour just talking about the home and the opportunity for it. It was a 1-minute video, Chris.
It's
super fast.
It's low production, shot with your phone. Like it's not like it was.
Well, you see, I have my ear pods in.
You have your ear pods in.
Yep.
And so then we just boost this video to the people who've been watching our real estate videos.
So those 20,368 people who have watched the others, we boost this to them. And
to this group of people.
Awesome.
Now, because now they're seeing, what do they see? First, they saw real estate. So we know we're building that audience that we control, not somebody else.
Right.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to build trust because they need to know, like, and trust us. Well, how are they going to do that? Well, they see Gary's mug in these videos, sharing what he knows, talking about real estate, right? Like how this is in a very effective way for them to now get to know you. They get to know, like, and trust you because you're sharing this type of expertise. By the way.
Oh, remember that expert video that I shot about the market is changing?
Yes.
You think the people who have been watching that real estate videos,
the same video that you created for your database, that remember the first video that we had talked about earlier on in the training today, where we were talking about the market, you just boost this video to those people as well.
I love this because I'm creating an asset, not a marketing piece. I'm creating an asset that I can use over and over again.
So that's what, see, when we start building and having audiences that we control, now we can all of a sudden turn all of our marketing effort towards that, right? So now all of a sudden, now let me ask you guys this. If someone's watching video of real estate and all of a sudden they start hearing expertise from somebody because they're going to see it because the ads are taking place, now let me ask you, do you think they might feel like they trust that person more than if they had not seen that person all online?
Absolutely. I just saw a video. I just saw the expertise coming out of that video, answering questions that I have. Oh, man, trust is being built.
And then because we're using that tool of Facebook ads, we're omnipresent because it's showing it to a whole bunch of people. I mean, one of the things that you can do is add your database, right? Remember, we were able to create our we were able to upload our database. In addition to the audiences that we're marketing to who are looking at our videos of real estate, we can also add, like, just have your database also see those expertise videos that you're creating. And so we're using these audiences that we control, okay? We're building that trust. We're omnipresent, and now we're standing out. I mean, at this point, we're really standing out because nobody's out there sharing their expertise and doing it in this way in which you're connecting the dots from someone who's in the market to buy or sell real estate or somebody who's in your database. And now they're seeing you show up a little bit differently, right? They're seeing you shoot a short, brief video that you're just sharing tips and expertise of what you know. So now they see you in action of doing what you do. There's no other time they get to experience this unless they work with you.
That's right. And that's something that I think that we skip over so often, Chris, is that educating people and showing them what it's like to work with us, no better way to build trust with them than to show them through these expert videos.
So
now you have a challenge here, right?
Yeah. So here's what I would challenge you guys. Okay. Do this for just 45 days.
Okay.
Okay. So could you guys like send out that one monthly value program? So over a 45-day period, you would send an email, a video, social and social media like twice over a 45-day period. If you got a real, can you do some of these activities for just 45 days? Here's what I know will happen. You do this for 45 days and people are going to start talking. I mean, this is just like Jonathan.
Yeah. So my brother had been doing nothing like this. And then we partnered with him and we said, you know what? Chris is going to help you do this. He showed him how to do this. And you know what happens? People start coming up to him at the country club. People start coming up to him at church. People start seeing him in the grocery store. And you know what they say? dude, you're killing it. I see you everywhere.
So you do this for 45 days, and that's exactly what happens is all of a sudden people are going to start talking about it. Here's the thing. You do this for 90 days and you're going to see your pipeline start filling.
Yep.
Now, take it a step further. You do this consistently every month after that, and you're not going to have to worry about where your next client's coming from.
No, because you do this consistently, what happens is your pipeline, your clientele database continues to flow right into clients who want to buy and sell real estate. That is the beauty of this system, is creating that consistent flow of predictable business in a completely unpredictable industry.
Well, and here's the thing. Remember we had said, hey, maybe you tried sending an email or you tried doing these things once and it didn't work.
Yep.
What you did is you planted a seed and then you neglected to water it. You neglected to take care of it. You never went back to do anything. You planted the seed and then just left it to die. Versus by consistently doing this, you plant the seed, you're watering, you're taking care of it. It can't help but to grow through the power of consistency. All right. So through that power of consistency, all of a sudden, you're going to have this audience. Now, some of you might be saying, yeah, but how do I get like actual inquiries from this? How do I get people reaching out to me? So I want to show you a little tool within Facebook that allows you to do this. It's called Facebook Lead Ads.
Yes.
So we've got this audience of people who are knowing and liking and trusting us because they're watching our videos of real estate. They are hearing our expertise. Maybe they're not in our contact list yet. So now what we can do is we could take some of those same types of ads that maybe you've tried, like a what's my home worth type ad, but instead of running that to anybody, you're only running it to the people who are watching your videos, who are looking at your real estate videos, who are watching you share your expertise online. You only place this type of advertisement to the people who are doing that. Now,
these people have already raised their hands. They're like, oh, I'm watching you.
Here's the thing. If you're sharing your expertise and you can actually only do it for people who've watched X percent, who've only watched X number of minutes of my videos online. You do that, now you know that they know who you are. They're probably starting to know, like, and trust you. Now you can make an offer where they're going to trust you more than somebody else for this information. Here's the thing. They don't have to, at this point, they don't have to trust us to work with us, just enough to be where we have an opportunity to build a relationship with them. So now we can offer a what's my home worth. And I like to use Facebook Lead Ads for this. Facebook Lead Ads is a very good tool because it takes into account that most traffic is mobile.
It's happening right here on the phone. And so what Facebook has done is they've addressed this because they're like, okay, if people are on mobile, how do we make this really, really easy for them to submit a request? And so, Chris, how are they doing this? Because you showed this to me, and I'm like, well, if I'm driving and I'm scrolling through Facebook, which you're not supposed to do, I'm not going to sit there and type in my contact information.
So the Facebook Lead Ad keeps the form that you fill out to enter your contact information. It keeps it in Facebook so that it's an instant experience. Okay, that's important to Facebook, that it's an instant experience. And the other thing it does is it pre-populates the contact information. Right? And so you might be looking on the screen there, and that's actually my email address. That's not my phone number, though. I did change the phone number because I didn't want a bunch of people texting me, but I am going to give my email address out there. So anyway, so what it does, it automatically populates that. So it's like click, click, done. Click, click. Yes, I want that home. I want you to give me an estimate on my home's value.
That makes it so easy, doesn't it?
So now we can do these lead generation type objectives, but because we're just not trying to market to anybody, but we're only marketing it to an audience of those people who are starting to know, like, and trust us, now you see more effective lead generation happen, right? So those of you who are interested in growing your list, and maybe you've tried Facebook ads before and it didn't work, it's because we weren't following this process, because ultimately we weren't adhering to these principles of creating an audience that we control. We weren't building our expertise. We weren't sharing our expertise to build trust. We weren't everywhere all the time so that they always had us on the brain, and we just weren't standing out with a distinct value proposition. Now, here's the thing. Don't make this mistake.
Okay, what mistake are you looking at here?
All right, so we've talked about all these cool ways to market yourself online now. Yep. So what happens is once a lead is acquired, we make this big mistake and we stop talking about marketing real estate. We stop talking about our expertise once we get the lead. It's like we just try to convert. We get the opportunity, we race after it, and we forget the entire context of what we've been doing. Well, we forgot about the fact that they've been watching our real estate videos. They've been listening to our expertise. If you want to secure that opportunity, that needs to channel all the way through from the time they see the very first video till the time they close on that home that they either purchased or sold. It needs to go all the way through the process.
Right. We don't stop. I love this. Standing out in the sea of the same.
Yeah, so what happens is I want to show you guys 2 tools designed to ensure that we are the person they choose to work with, because you could generate a lead, but they may not work with you.
We have to convert them into signing an agreement.
And here's what I'm going to tell you. Everything starts with a different promise, right? So it all starts with that distinctive value proposition. So I want to show you guys 2 tools that you can use. And by the way, the earlier you can share this information with a prospect, the more likely you are to be the one that they work with. So the first of these tools, like I said, I got 2 tools that we're going to carry this conversation of marketing real estate and our expertise all the way throughout the process, okay? The first one is it's called a property marketing plan, okay? So one of the things that we want to do is make sure that because we've been marketing real estate and because we've been sharing our expertise, it's important for a prospect, particularly if you're trying to get seller clients, that they know how you market real estate. In fact, according to the National Association of Realtors, the highest priority item that home sellers want when they work with us is for us to market their homes to prospective buyers.
So what we have to do is we actually have to show them how we do that.
So a property marketing plan is simply just a list of all the things that we're going to do to market that home. Okay, can you come up with a list of all the things that you do to market their home? Absolutely, you can. And can you email this out before you have an appointment with them? Absolutely, you can.
This is where this is called differentiation. You've got to differentiate yourself from all of the other agents that your clients are interviewing. And the one way we do this is by sending out this 8-week marketing plan. And I can tell you, Chris, I go on listing appointments and I know I'm competing with other agents for those listings. Here's an example. I went on a listing appointment. There were 7 other agents being interviewed. 7. And this is a luxury home. And I'm like, man, I really want this listing. And so what I did is I followed this process. I sent out this 8-week marketing plan before I even met with a client. I go in, I meet with them, and they're like, yep, you're our agent. And you know what I did?
What?
I always ask, why did you hire me over the other 7 agents? You know what they said? When you sent us that 8-week marketing plan and really lined out everything that you're going to do to take care of us and market our house, and nobody else did, we knew you were the guy for us.
So, what I would suggest everybody do is you want to get you want to get a marketing plan. So anyone who responds to one of your seller type offers, right? So like a what's my home worth, or to get a listing, an assessment of their home's value, or maybe they have questions that definitely indicate that they are a seller type client, is you want to get your property marketing plan in their hands as quickly as possible. Here's what statistically happens. If they 75% of the time, they're going to hire, according to the National Association of Realtors, 75% of the time, they're going to hire the first agent they meet.
Right.
Okay. So 25% of the time, they're meeting with more. Here's the thing. This is why we need to get it in their hands. They make the choice before they meet with you. The choice is made before they meet with you. Let me make that clear. The choice is made before they meet with you.
So we have got to build up that trust before we even shake their hand.
So that's why in a process like this, where they're knowing us, right? They're liking us. They're trusting us. We're as soon as we have an opportunity that indicates they're interested in selling a home, we get our property marketing plan into their hands, whether through email, through text, we need to get it into their hands and explain to them, if you are thinking of selling your home in the future, I just wanted to put a resource into your hands, which is my property marketing plan, so that you know how to go about marketing your home. And this is a service that I provide in my real estate practice. Okay. They need to see this so that you're the one that they choose to meet with and that you're the one that they hire. Now, there is that big 25% of the time they're meeting with multiple people. So here's the thing. You want to make sure that when you do show up, that you are definitely, 25, having a 25% loss, losing 1 out of 4 is pretty painful. If you go all the way through that listing appointment process and you lose 1 out of 4, that's pretty dang painful. So in the other part, remember I said there's 2 tools. The other tool that we want to utilize is your listing presentation. Now, I know a lot of you probably wing your listing appointment, okay?
I've done it, Chris.
I know. What happens when you wing it?
Well, I lose the listing. I don't get the listing when I just go in there and I wing it. And so the presentation that we're using has to reinforce how we market real estate while cementing their perception of us being experts. Now, an example here, Chris, is we have a client of ours here at Paperless Agent, John Diaz. John started using this listing presentation, the one that we have created over the past 22 years. You know what it's done for him is he now goes into a market in California where, on average, they're getting about 5% commission on listings. He's going in there, he's winning multi-million-dollar listings, and he's generating 7 to 10% commission.
Wow.
And it's, you know why?
How?
He is using this tool and the 8-week marketing plan combined to build so much trust with his clients that they can't say no to him. It's building that trust, out-competing, and actually having that client say, you know what? I see how you're so different than everybody else. I'm going to pay you what you command, and I'm going to sign right now.
Well, this is a way to make sure you don't have any, like that leaky bucket. You don't want to lose that 1 out of 4 because they're shopping around, and you want to get the best margin. You want to get the best profitable opportunity you can because you are showing. Remember that 4th thing, that distinct value proposition, right? So when you have a distinct, like John Diaz now, he's using this, he's got a distinct value proposition. He stands out, not because of being, loud and obnoxious like me. He stands out because he's got something unique that they understand the value behind, which is John's going to market my home. He's effectively communicated that throughout the entire process, through his property marketing plan when we sat down to meet. I don't care what he's charging because I'll tell you what, I want the results that he produces.
Absolutely.
That's called distinctive value proposition. When you learn how to implement distinctive value proposition, you all of a sudden are no longer worried about where's my next client coming from? What about these people who are discounting their commissions? What about when a client asks me to discount my commission? You no longer have to worry about that because you now have a distinctive value proposition. So, question I have for you guys is, can you see how, and then just go to the chat feature, because I need to know this. I need to know if you see how marketing real estate and your expertise using the ways that we've shared with you to people who want to know, like, and trust you will help you sell more homes.
Go to the chat section and say, yep,
because
I get it.
I need to make sure that we are accomplishing our goal that we set out today. So give me a yes. You're like, hey, did we accomplish that goal of showing you how to market real estate and market and share your expertise so that you can sell more homes? I want to make sure.
Absolutely. Yes. I get it. Yes.
Okay. I want to make sure, because Gary and I, like, we'll have failed if we did not achieve that for you today. Now, I did want to make a special offer, because if the goal will, if we want to be able to help you achieve that goal, I've shown you a lot of ways to do that, but I've got a special offer today for you guys for a bundle of tools to help you accomplish that goal of being able to sell more homes by marketing real estate and sharing your expertise to people who want to know, like, and trust you. Now, is it okay if we share this special offer for this bundle of tools with you guys? I'd like to talk about what it is and how it can help you.
Yes.
Okay, so if that's okay, I'm going to take a couple of minutes to do so. And then once I've done that, we're going to get to a Q&A session where we're going to answer as many questions as we possibly can. So I've got these 3 tools that create this bundle, this special offer that I'm going to make for you today. Now, that first tool that I want you guys to have access to, that I want you guys to get, is our Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program. Now, our Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program, it's the first tool in this bundle. It's going to give you everything you need to effectively create ads and use that Facebook ad platform. It's got tutorials and demonstration videos and checklists and sample ads, everything from marketing your real estate, to lead generation and building your personal brand. Everything that we've talked about, where I talked about creating these audiences and that kind of stuff, All of that is in our Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program. So that's why I included this in this special offer bundle for you guys. The second tool, okay, the second tool that I wanted to make available to you guys is our Marketing Club membership. Now, our Marketing Club membership is going to give you all of the marketing templates for your list of contacts, for your social media, to grow your audience. So you recall that monthly value program that we send out with the email and the blog post and the social media every month. When you're a Marketing Club member, you get that. So I'm throwing in our Marketing Club membership.
Yeah, so you're not going to have to go create it on your own.
You're not going to have to create that information on your own. It even includes a marketing site so you can market listings and generate leads from your ad campaigns. And there's additional training and tools, proven tools, to market yourself more effectively. So that's the second tool that you're going to get as part of this special offer. The third tool is our property marketing plan template, because it is so important for you to be able to deliver and to be able to communicate how you're different with that distinctive value proposition through a property marketing plan template. So you're going to be able to distinguish yourself from the competition with your prospective sellers. This is an easy template. All right, it's an easy template for you to demonstrate what you do to market listings and how you're going to stand out. It's going to, and trust me when I say it's going to save you countless hours of time. Instead of trying to compile a list all on your own, use this template to jumpstart, because it's about 10 pages long. And I know, because I built this, it took me many, many hours. It took me probably a whole weekend of working on it. So you're going to be able to save yourself a weekend and start having this property marketing plan template. And this is all part of this special offer on what you're going to get. Now, you're not going to pay $1,261 for this special offer. I've got a special deal that I'm going to make to you guys. But before I do, I did want to share a quick client story from Teresa, who says, this is a little story she shared back with us, which is, I wanted to say a huge thank you to the team. Thank you, Gary, Jordan, and Chris, and the whole team behind the scenes. We actually tripled our income in 2017 over 2016. They sold over $9 million, all because they followed our plan. And so I want you guys to be able to have those types of results where you're selling more real estate, right? You're selling more homes. So the question is probably coming, well, how much is it? How much am I going to get that special offer for? Where you're going to get our Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program, our Marketing Club membership, and our property marketing plan template. You're going to get all of it for only $67 a month. Okay,
$67 a month. You get all of those offers that Chris just talked about today for $67 a month.
$67 a month. Now, here's the thing. You will become a Marketing Club member, right? So that's why it's $67 a month. You can cancel at any time, right? There's no contract. There's no commitment.'re going to get access to all these great tools. But here's what I think is important for you guys to know. This works if you're a new agent just getting started, okay? Because you now have a distinctive, you have a way to stand out instead of just trying to figure out what to do. You're going to be able to learn from people who are also seasoned and experienced, not just through Gary and myself, but through our team and through our whole network of agents who share their expertise with us. You're going to, this works if you're a seasoned professional. Maybe you're just looking to find a few more clients to work with. I'm sure if you're in that seasoned professional, you've been selling real estate for a few years, you can see how these strategies are going to work.
Well, what these strategies help, Chris, is they help a plateaued agent who's kind of stuck really get back on that growth pattern.
I also find that if you're a long-time veteran and you're just looking for some of those innovative ways, right? Sometimes when you've been doing this a long time, you just are looking for some creative and innovative ways to do this to make it fun. It's going to work for you. Now, if you think you're not a tech person, here's what I'm going to tell you. If an Army cook can do it, so can you. Now, I'm not.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm not trying to speak down on Army cooks, because you have one talking to you. I was an Army cook. When I got out of high school, I didn't have a tremendous number of options, so I became an Army cook. And I don't know if you probably don't know this. In order to become a cook in the Army, it's like one of the lower IQ requirements. It's one of the lower test score requirements that you have. And so if an Army cook can figure out how to do it, if I can figure out how to do this, I know you guys can figure it out as well. And if you don't think you have the time, I'll tell you what, this is saving you time, because it's giving you the templates that you need to save the time to do this so that you can have more clients to work with. Now, I've got an extra bonus for those of you who sign up right now. If you sign up right now, I'm going to give you something that I believe will really amplify and just make it to where you're going to be so effective at doing this. Is I'm going to throw in a listing presentation template, the same one that I was showing you. It's going to allow you to ace every listing appointment by standing out from the competition. It's easy to use. It's an easy to use template that you can customize and make your own in either PowerPoint or Keynote. It includes even scripts and talking points, so you can level up your entire listing appointments effectiveness. Gary, you already talked about John Diaz and how he's using this to be able to command
higher commission rates. He's outcompeting the competition.
Right? So we include, as a special bonus, when you sign up today, this entire listing presentation template is yours. So you're going to get all 4 of these tools when you sign up today. When you take advantage of this offer, you're going to get our Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program. You're going to get our Marketing Club membership, which is a monthly program. You're going to get our property marketing plan template, and for signing up just right now, you're going to get that listing presentation template, all for only $67 a month. You're saving, like several hundreds of dollars.
You're almost saving $2,000 right there.
Right. You can cancel that monthly membership anytime you want, hassle-free, no questions. There's no contract or commitment. So sign up now so that you can get that extra bonus gift right now of that listing presentation template. And what I think we can do, Gary, is I want to make sure that the people who have questions about anything that I just talked about with this offer,
yes,
let's just knock those out really quickly.
Okay.
And then we'll hit to Q&A about anybody who had questions about anything that we had presented today.
Yeah, that sounds great. So number one, John said, what happens after I sign up? So John, what's going to happen is as you sign up, you are going to receive an email from us. And in fact, by the way, to sign up, I just launched over into the chat section a Join Club Now blue button. When you click on that, it's going to take you to a page to sign up, and then you will instantly receive an email from our team showing you how you can gain access to everything that you just, all of these bonuses that Chris
all of these are located in our membership website.
Yep.
So you're going to see where you can access the training programs like the Facebook Marketing for Real Estate, that Marketing Club membership. It's in there on the membership website. You'll be able to download that property marketing plan template. You'll be able to download that listing presentation plan template. So you'll get, I think, like 2 emails from us. Check your spam folder if you don't have it for some reason. But it'll be in there. If it's not, email us at support@thepaperlessagent.com if it's not in spam or promotions. And what we'll do is we're also going to, once you sign up, you'll get a couple of emails right away so you can get logged in and start using stuff. We're also going to start sending you a series of emails over the next few weeks showing you exactly what to do, because I know how it is. You know, you get busy and you need reminders. So
well, not just that, you kind of log in, you're like, okay, where do I start?
And you like get in there and figure out what's most important to you right now, and just go explore it. You don't need to accomplish this all at once, but I'm going to be sending you emails over the next several weeks just showing you how to take advantage of some of the different features that are available to you as part of this special offer that you're going to receive today.
Okay. Next question is, Stacy says, is this beneficial for a small boutique home office? Absolutely. And in fact, I think the power here is this is powerful for any real estate agent or any broker who is not satisfied with just kind of what they're doing right now. Like if you are interested in continuing to grow your business, if you're interested in a sustainable and consistent income, and you want things, a lot of things done for you, this is absolutely for you. I mean, imagine, Chris, imagine if everybody here could go and implement the 4 steps that you talked about today without having to stress about it, without having to create that monthly content. You're just going to get all of the templates to be able to go implement the MVP on a monthly basis.
Yeah, I would say that if you're boutique home office, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in a here's what I would say is probably what you're needing if you're in that circumstance, boutique home office, right? So you probably don't have a ton of money to spend on stuff, right? That's why, I mean, here's the thing, because you don't have thousands and thousands of dollars a month to spend on advertising. I know that, I mean, I know what that is like. That's why these, like the examples that we shared with you today we're talking about dollars a day, right? I mean, literally dollars a day. If you can't afford a few dollars a day to market your real estate practice, I would really kind of push you on your heels there to reconsider that, because you're self-employed, Okay, like it or not, you're self-employed. You're responsible for finding your own customers. This is perfect if you're in that situation because it's low cost. These are templates that you can modify and make your own. And I've created this system for you so you don't have to break the bank in advertising. You just got to follow the simple steps. Okay, but whether and I think, you know, all of us in real estate are kind of, there's a pressure. You know, let's say you're in a larger office, right? Or in a big office. And you're looking at like what we're talking about doing, and you're like, hey, how come my office doesn't provide this to people? They're under a lot of pressures, right? They've got competition and they're worried about keeping, you know, all these things going on that sometimes it's hard to keep a foot in the practice.
Yep.
Which is why what we're committed to doing is keeping a foot in the real estate practice so we know what's working, so that we can share that with you guys. So like everything we talked about today, it's either something that Gary's doing, something that I'm doing, or it's something one of our members who are doing, who has agreed to be able to share that with everybody. So make no mistake, like this is going to work for you if you're in that, if you don't have a home office, you're just a small independent person kind of operating out of the coffee shop, okay? It's still going to work for you.
Doesn't matter. Okay, next question. Diane Bourne said, but what if I don't have any listings? They're all sold.
Well, recently sold.
Yes. So you can absolutely take every single one of these campaigns that Chris just talked about, and instead of listings for sale or promoting your recently listed, you do a recently sold campaign.
I think half of the ones that maybe 30% of the ones that I have marketing are actually recently sold instead of like active listings, because I know you will eventually get to a point. I mean, I will go in there and start turning things off unless it's performing really well. So what you'll see when you're doing these video ads, and I'm just gonna get a little into some cool detail here, is when you're spending $1 a day on some of these campaigns, you're gonna find some of those videos, for whatever reason, we can't explain it. Facebook algorithm could, but for whatever reason, those videos just outperform it. They crush it compared to the others. For whatever reason, the algorithm loves it, and it rewards us with a really low cost for advertising. I never turn it off.
Yeah,
I never turn it off. So if you're seeing an advertising cost with like this, with like marketing these videos, and usually it's like 1 out of 10. On average, it's about 1 out of 10 videos. For whatever reason, it's a penny or less to get a video view. When it's a penny or less to get a video view, then I would just leave that on, and and that's what I do.
Okay. Next, excuse me, Chris. Next question I have for Bernadine is, does this work with just buyers?
Yeah. All you have to do is change what you're talking about. You know, we talked, so in that first section where we were talking about sharing your expertise, heck, you just talk about stuff that buyers would care about, okay? When we get to marketing real estate, you will end up, here's the thing. Once you start marketing real estate and you start sharing your expertise by sharing those videos and the way I've talked about with you guys today, you're gonna, even if you're not trying to get buyer business, you're gonna get buyer business. It's just the way it works. I know it kind of bums Gary out a little bit because he really tries to just focus on those things.
What do I do with these buyers? If I don't want to work with the buyers, I refer them out. So passive income, yeah, I'll take that.
He'll take that.
Yeah. Okay, next question. D says, are monthly video templates included?
So what we do is we provide you with marketing materials every month. And what you're going to do is you're going to create that 1-minute video on your own. And the reason why I want you to do that, and we can't do it for you, is Facebook's not going to like it if you're sharing my likeness. So you can take the script that we provide you. So we give you a script, and you can just take that script, turn that into a quick video talking about the topic. Remember, we talked about changing topics every month. That's what we do. You get a new topic every month through in that Marketing Club membership, new topics every month, new campaign every month. And so you can easily turn that into a short few talking points. A number of our members and clients already do this. And so, yes, I guess in a sense we do provide you, but I want you to create the video yourself. Because if I create it or Gary creates it, then it's our expertise, not your own. And I need you to get recognized for your expertise.
Oh yeah, because they're not hiring us, they're hiring you.
Well, here's the fact of the matter. Is that I know, like if you're here on this training, something I would guess about you is that you take good care of your clients. Like if you take good care of your clients, just say, yes, I take good care of my clients. I just want to confirm that I'm talking to the right people here. Because if I'm talking to the wrong people and you're not the kind of person who like takes a lot of pride in providing good service, tell me and then I'll just shut up right now. But I'm willing to put a little bit of money that most of you take pride in caring for and providing good care for your clients. If that's you, then I will speculate there's a slight disconnect between the level of care and service you provide and the amount of recognition that you get in your local marketplace in terms of word of mouth business and business coming back to you. And the reason why there's that little disconnect is, one, we have to be proactive about it, but what we're really talking about is just a little gap in marketing knowledge and skill. That's all it is, right? So, when you provide great service and you expect that repeat business, word of mouth business, just business to come from our local farm areas, that's kind of like that build it and they will come strategy. And that just only worked in that one movie, Field of Dreams. Okay.
So, wait, it doesn't happen in real life?
It doesn't happen in real life, not in real estate, not in most areas. It doesn't happen that way. They said if you build, who was it said, was it Emerson who said, if you build a better mousetrap, they'll be beat down like that wouldn't happen. If you build a better mousetrap today, no one's going to come beating down a path to your door, right? So here's the thing. What we have to do is, what we're going to do is, because we want to get that recognition, it's just marketing. And like everything I shared with you guys today, hopefully you learned something slightly, like you were familiar with these things, but I showed you just a little bit different way of doing it today. Because if I don't want you to have to learn something completely new. Like, you're familiar with Facebook, right? You use it from time to time. You sent emails before, right? So you use your phone before. So I'm just asking you to do it a little bit differently so you can get a better result.
Much better result, better response. Gregory says, I'm 65 and social media challenged. I need to get my Facebook working right. Will this help it do it for me?
Yeah, Facebook marketing for real estate, it's from, whether you're getting started, you need to create a business page, all that kind of stuff. The great thing about Facebook is it's getting so easy because of this, right?
Well, and here's what they do at Facebook is they know that they have to make it super easy if we're going to continue using it and optimizing with it. So,
it's getting to the point where the advertising platform is getting so good that I used to never say use the boost posts, but the algorithm, which is now using machine learning, is getting so good that I'm no longer a not use boost posts.
A naysayer?
Naysayer. Now, the only thing I advocate a little bit differently, instead of just doing boost post, is upload the audiences. Use the audiences that I was talking about today, which you can use now through using that boost post feature, as long as you go in and create the audiences, which I show you how to do that in the Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program.
And in fact, for Gregory, Chris will take you all the way. If you're a beginner with Facebook, or you're already an expert and you need to polish your expertise, or anywhere in between, that Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program that he's offering you as a special offer today helps everybody. So if you're just starting out with Facebook and don't even have an account, he helps you figure that out.
Yeah, we go through everything from setup, which if you already have a business page, obviously you can just skip that module, but into creating ads, creating audiences, how to use the advanced features like using the Facebook Pixel and all that kind of stuff. All that's in there. So you just use what you need. I wouldn't suggest that you go sequentially through the whole thing unless you're a beginner. For most of you, you better jump in there and just take what you need to be able to implement what we've talked about. Because remember, these tools, the whole point behind these tools and this special offer is not just for you to get these tools. It's for you to accomplish that goal. Remember, we want to market real estate and share our expertise so we have more people to work with.
Right.
And if you can implement the things that I talked about today, well, guess what's going to happen? That's going to take place for you. And so I know these tools are necessary, though. I know you need, in order to accomplish this, I know you need to have to use the custom audience tools. I know you have to be able to create ads. I know you need to have the marketing materials every month to make it easy for you to send out. I know if I say just go make a property marketing plan, you're not going to do it unless I give you the template to save you time. I know you may not really talk about it on that listing appointment unless you've got this really cool listing presentation to start sharing. So we've got these tools to make it for you to be able to implement this one thing that we've talked about today. And if you will even just meet me halfway and do half of the stuff, like, you're going to do better than doing none of the stuff. Does that make sense? Like, we try to share the optimal, the ideal version of this implementation wise. I know most of you will achieve somewhere in between, but I know that if you'll just do a little bit more, you'll be doing better than where you're at. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who happens to not be in real estate, but I think this is very appropriate, because I think I was having a conversation. He's actually a dentist.
So he's a small business owner.
He's self-employed,
just like we are.
Just like we are. And he was talking to me about him having a bad month. right? And what's a bad month? A bad month is when he didn't have as many patients to work with as he would have liked. By the way, does that sound like when we're in real estate, when we don't have as many clients that we would have worked with? I mean, like, so I asked him, well, why? He's like, well, I don't know. I mean, I was like, well, what kind of marketing? I asked him, what kind of marketing did you do last month? He was like, well, I get this stuff, got this website, and there's some of these ads running. I was like, okay. I was like, let me ask you a question. I was like, how much time do you spend just thinking about marketing in a week? I was like, well, I think about marketing maybe a couple hours a year.
Oh gosh.
So
he is the chief marketing officer really for his small business.
For his, he no one cares about getting customers more than he does, and he's only spending a couple hours a year doing it. So in real estate, and I've heard this over, you've said this, and I think all of the people who've experienced master in real estate, they're going to say it's 2 hours a day must be spent thinking about doing marketing, doing sales, doing prospecting. Like 2 hours a day should be spent.
Makes sense.
Now, I don't know how much time you're spending today, but if you'll just spend some time thinking about the things that we've talked about and implementing a little bit of what we talked about, I know you're going to see the results from it, right?
Well, I know you will, because guess what? I did.
We experienced.
Let me share a story. Is Chris came to me one day and he said, "Hey Gary, when was the last time you sent out that MVP?"
That's that monthly value program, the marketing materials, that campaign we send out every month on a different topic.
My answer was, well, it's been kind of a while because I got busy. I went on vacation, traveled. And he's like, well, how long? I said, well, 6 months. He's like, what?
And whenever he mumbles, by the way, I know like something's up.
And so, you know what we did?
Gary's not a good liar.
is we came back and we said, okay, well, we need to re-engage the database. And we started doing that. And when we did that, we instantly started generating business. In fact, I instantly heard from 3 different clients who said, oh man, thanks for reaching out. I've been meaning to reach out to you. We need to list our houses. And so it worked for me, and it continues to work for me. It's generating this consistent business that I love.
Well, and the key to that, guys, remember we talked about those 4 things, right? Remember what they were? It was to create audiences that we control. It was to build trust by sharing our expertise. It was to, now I'm drawing a blank, where was it?
Well, I think it's good that you pull it up. So
let me pull it up.
Let
me pull it up because I forget what the 3rd one is. I remember the last one.
By the way, keep your questions coming. I do see them, and we are going to.
That was the whole point. We want to become omnipresent to our audiences, and we want to stand out with distinct value propositions. So when you did that, Gary, when we started staying in touch, here's what happens: is many of these people, they know they want to work with you. It's that the time they remember, they're driving, oh, I need to call Gary, and then by the time they got home, they forgot.
And then you know what could happen?
A week goes by.
And then they run into another realtor somewhere else.
And then they run into somebody else. And then they work with that person. That's why this omnipresence is so important, being there all the time. I can't stress how important it is for you to run that marketing campaign, that MVP every single month, because, yes, it does all of these other things, but it oftentimes acts as what I would refer to as like a harvesting mechanism, because you have these people who are thinking of real estate, and then it becomes like a convenience factor. They trust you, right? They trust you, but they've got this other person who's also, they kind of trust as well. And that person's right here, right now. So all of a sudden, now here's the thing. We actually lose a lot of opportunity. I know you've done this in the past, Gary, where you've gone back and you looked at, it was probably because you weren't communicating with the database so frequently. I looked back
and I looked at how many of my clients in my database ended up moving without me.
And how much was it?
It was over $300,000 in lost commissions.
This is a few years ago.
I had to stop.
Yeah.
I think I stopped at like M in the database because I was like, I can't handle
keep
this.
looking at this. So here's the thing. When you don't do this, when you're not staying in touch, you're not focusing on the audiences that you can control, when you're not building that expertise, building trust with that expertise, and you're not omnipresent, there is a tremendous amount of loss that happens. You only find out about it only once in a while. Like you only find out about it if you go through that painful process of like what Gary did, which is to look up each person in the database, look in the MLS and see if they moved, or when you drive by their house and you see the sign in the yard that's not yours. That happens, right? But unless usually you don't realize it. There's a huge loss rate for what happens. It's because we're not doing these 4 things.
That's exactly right. That's right. Jocelyn says a couple of things. Number one, Jocelyn said, this is amazing value. Thank you. Well, you're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
We think it's amazing value too. We want to make this as available to as many real estate agents and brokers in North America as we can. And then she follows up by saying, you have a step-by-step instructions, right? And yes, absolutely, Jocelyn. All of this is in a clearly defined step-by-step process for you.
So first off, thank you. You know, I wanted to make a point, Gary, and it's a little bit about why do we make this so affordable? Why do we make it to where it's all this value for only $67 a month? And what I'm going to share with you is that we know, and I think Gary come at this from two different perspectives, and I want you to share yours.
Okay.
Mine here's what mine is I know that they're like, whenever somebody that I know who has either is self-employed or they have a small business, whenever I hear that they're having a bad month and I know it's because of a marketing thing, I actually feel bad because I know it's a simple problem to solve. But here's the thing. When we've got a marketing problem, it actually shows up as financial problems. It shows up as debt. It shows up as stress. It shows up as all these other things. And we don't need to live in that sort of quagmire of stress and debt and stuff because marketing problems are simple to solve, provided you know how. So I feel like, and I happen to enjoy learning about marketing and sharing marketing. I see the benefits in our own businesses. So I feel an obligation to share this information with you guys because here's what I know. If it's my responsibility to, if I can help a few people not live in debt and stress and all that stuff and frustration, if I neglect to do just because I'm not willing to share what I know, to me, it's almost like a moral obligation in a sense. I need to be doing that, right? So we need to make it, I also know that if you're in that situation or you're just, we got to make this affordable. We need to make it easy for you to get in and start doing this stuff. And so that's why we make it to $67 where you get all of this information. It's a monthly program. You can cancel at any time.
Well, by the way, you know, I did want to share something is that it's not just about the knowledge of the marketing. It's about having the tools.
Yeah.
And for me, you know, before you started doing this for our own real estate business, man, I struggled. I struggled around, well, how do I create a valuable email to send out to everybody in my database? And if I struggled with that question, it paralyzed me to not write an email.
So then you didn't do it, right?
Then I didn't do it. And then you know what happens? Next thing you know, $300,000 of lost commissions go right out the door because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And the thing is that I think we can all agree that if you've been in real estate for longer than a year or two, I think we can all agree that real estate process just continues to get more and more complicated. And so what do we need as entrepreneurs? Well, we need help. And we need fast, available, ready, willing, able, and affordable help. And that's what this entire program is about. So,
you know, you make a good point, Gary, is that I know sometimes it's hard to ask for help or to get help. I know sometimes it's hard because maybe we're suspicious. You know, we're not ready. If we're a little suspect of it, we have doubts about whether it's going to work for us or whether, you know, the help that we're going to, you know, get. So like if you doubt this, right, so you might be thinking, I'm not sure if this is going to work for me. Well, we've got so many examples of the clients that we've worked with who are part of this this movement that we have, who are marketing club members, who are using these tools like Facebook and our property marketing plan. You have so many of these examples of people who've done it so that they're not, it's like I try to emphasize that Army cook so you guys don't think that we're super special, okay? I don't want you to think that we're some geniuses that figured this stuff out. It's through trial and error of doing this over and over and over and over again. And because we've got a partnership, there's two of us, right? So we have help with each other.
Right.
Well, you're going to need to get that help as well, whether you're going to work with us, right? You're going to take advantage of the tools that we offer, or you get tools from somebody else. Like you just trying to repeat the pattern of, I'm going to do this all on my own, because I'm not willing to trust a set of tools that might work for me. You got to break that pattern. You've got to get out of that mode and just have that little bit of like, you know what, I'm going to take the first step. You put the $67. You know the $67 is not going to break the bank for you, most likely, right? So take that first little step. If you don't like any of the things that are in here, what we've talked about, if all the tools, you're like, you know, this is garbage, this is crap, then cancel. Just cancel it.
Which, by the way, Gregory says, what prevents me from signing up and getting all of the info and then canceling?
Nothing.
Absolutely
You can
nothing.
absolutely, you know what? Do it. You won't be hurting my feelings. Do it.
It'll hurt my feelings, but you know.
I mean, here's what it will hurt my feelings in the sense that I would like for you to stick around. I'd like for you to get into our private Facebook group where we have thousands of our other members that are involved and sharing information that they know. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it won't hurt me like in the sense of you're not going to hurt my feelings because I knew you wanted to get those tools and you wanted to get this for $67. I mean, do it. Here's the thing. Here's what my hope is, though, and my hope is that you're going to see that getting those marketing materials every single month, right? Getting those tools every single month, that alone is going to be, and I know getting that costs a lot more money than $67 a month, but your desire to implement that, to stay in touch and be able to build that, I'm hoping that you're going to stay in there. But if not, I understand. You're going to get all the information that you need out of that Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program. You'll be able to download those templates for the property marketing plan and the listing presentation, and then you can take those tools and use them, and you can cancel at any time.
Yep. All right, next question is from Jesus. Jesus signed up. Welcome, Jesus. And he says, when will I get the course after payment? Thanks. So, Jesus, you should receive, I saw Emma wrote this to you. She said you should receive an email almost instantly after you pay. Now, what's going to happen, Jesus, is if you're using Gmail or if you have a spam folder, you may want to go check your spam folder. Sometimes after people sign up, the automated email goes to your spam folder for whatever reason. Now, if you're using Gmail, it may be hiding in your promotions tab. So go check that out. Worst case scenario, Jesus, if you can't find it, just email our team. We have a full team here working to support you. Just email support@thepaperlessagent.com. We'll get you taken care of. Gregory said, I'm a brand new agent. I have had my license 40 days and I'm in. Welcome, Gregory.
Right.
Welcome to the fam. Next question, Chris. I'm going to get into some Facebook questions here.
Okay,
now.
cool.
Mark says, I don't have an audience. Will your program still work in a situation like this?
Yeah, so I think what I did,
first, I would challenge that he does.
I mean, you do. You have an audience. You have people in your phone. You have people who you're friends with on Facebook. You have an audience. You just don't really think of it as an audience yet. And so that's like the first little shift that we're going to do. That's what we're going to focus those monthly marketing materials on. But what I did show you is how to use real estate videos, videos of real estate, as well as videos of your expertise to create an audience, right? Mm-hmm. That's where we use those $1-a-day strategies to be able to grow that audience so that we can create those lead generation campaigns that you can effectively, you can grow your email list. I don't want you to think getting a new email addresses is like the holy grail of the outcome that you're trying to produce. Because that's why I challenged you to do the first two things. Remember, I challenged you to do the marketing materials, sending out that marketing campaign, that monthly value program to your database, shooting the video, and then doing the marketing real estate and sharing your experience and just doing those things for 90 days. I know for 80% of you, probably 90% of you, that's going to be more than sufficient. The only thing that'll be required of you is that you trust it for 90 days, right? You need to trust it for 90 days. And I oftentimes will, if I don't hear back from Gary, I'll start to question what I'm doing. And I remember, this happened not too long ago. I was like, Gary, I think I'm going to turn some of the ads off. He was like, no. Don't do anything. I was like, why? He's like, we just last week, we just got.
I gotta update you because, in fact, last night I got a web inquiry from somebody who went to the website from Facebook, and they requested that luxury program. So it works and it continues to work. I just keep forgetting to tell you.
So you got to trust that it's going to work. Now, then you can start doing these other things. I mean, for most of you, throughout today's conversation, and while we were trying to make that main point of if you market real estate and share your expertise, that's going to help you sell more homes. For all of you, you likely have somewhere that you want to address first. Maybe it's the listing presentation. Maybe it's that property marketing plan. Maybe it's doing the videos, marketing your database because you need to find more clients to work with. Whatever it is, that's where you move to first, okay? And start doing those activities because we all have an audience. Maybe you haven't taken the time to identify it. That's okay. You can either export your contacts from your phone. If they're on Facebook, same. I mean, you have an audience to start working with. Once you implement that monthly value program where you're sending out a different topic every single month, sending out an email, sending out, when you sign up with our program, you're going to get a blog post to be able to share with that email. You shoot a short video, you post on social media, you boost those videos, for $1 a day or a couple dollars a day. And you get that done, right? And you're going to do that once a month. It's going to take you about an hour to do. When you're in our marketing club, since you get all those marketing materials, it's going to take you about an hour to do because it's already done for you. Then you're going to start marketing real estate. You're going to create those little videos, right? You just get a listing, recently sold. You use Adobe Spark, the video app. It's free. You got the photos. You make those. You start creating those ads. You just let those run. You just let them run. It's $1 a day. So you make it to a budget where you don't have to worry about it, right? Then you go back and you start sharing videos of your expertise to those folks, right? You just put it, that audience, Facebook's already building that audience for you of people who are watching your videos. Now just tell Facebook to show them these videos instead, in addition to the others. And then once you got that running, maybe this takes you 30 days. Maybe you're like me and you get busy and you're like, okay, maybe this takes you a few weeks to get done. Now you can go back. You've got an audience of people to start marketing actual lead generation ads to. You're going to start here. By the way, you're going to already be, by day 45, you're going to people are going to be like, you're really blowing up.
You're everywhere.
You're everywhere, right? So at that point, it's creating that engagement that you need. Wait, keep doing it. Get that done. Do it for 90 days.
Yep.
You're going to see that pipeline start to fill up.
So
for any, I just wanted to address the people who, I wanted to repeat that process for any of you who thought maybe I can't do this, because it is simple. These are simple steps. What is, I think, novel about it is that it's the way it's all been organized, right? So it's the way it's been organized, because those 4 big concerns that we had talked about of using our audiences and building trust and being omnipresent and standing out, when those things aren't attended to, I'll tell you what, it doesn't work. The marketing just doesn't work. And I don't know why it doesn't work, other than that those things are requirements for effective marketing.
All right, so Oksana says, can you, in a few sentences, please repeat what Facebook marketing program is? Is it the same as boosting?
So our Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program is an educational and training and implementation plan program. So there's video. Let me go back to the information on it. So when you take advantage of this offer, and you get and included in this offer is our Facebook Marketing for Real Estate program. This is all the information. There's tutorials, there's demonstration videos, there's checklists, there's sample ad campaigns. I mean, it's everything to take you from marketing and building up your marketing real estate so you can build up your personal brand, to actually doing lead generation. That's what this program is designed to do. To be honest with you, everything that I shared with you today, you could probably start to figure out once you get the audiences in place, right? Like that's the key thing here, is just, all right, how do I get my audiences in there? Okay, how do I connect that so I can boost those posts? Okay, maybe I need to understand some different element. So I don't look at the Facebook Marketing for Real Estate thing as this thing you have to go through. Just find the gaps in your own knowledge and go to this program to find it, okay? And so it's just one of the tools. And like I said, it's an educational and training tool, right? So some of these tools are educational, some of these tools are just templates for you to use, and some of these tools are the membership where you're getting the marketing materials every month, right? And so this special offer, that's what the tools that are included with this special offer today. There's an assortment of tools. It's the things that I believe that are necessary for you if you want to be able to achieve that one thing we talked about today.
Yeah, and Oksana said, thank you guys. You're great. Thank you, Oksana. Welcome to the club. By the way, if you haven't signed up yet, go sign up now, because we've got just a few more questions. And then when we shut this down,
that listing presentation, you want that. I know you do. Sign up for it right now so you can get that.
By the way, that listing presentation is a presentation that I've been refining for the past 22 years of my career. So, and I use it on every listing appointment. By the way, every listing appointment that I win. Sometimes I forget.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's that one time
he
he decided to wing a listing appointment.
We're not gonna go there.
And he actually knew this person for like 7 years. They played poker every Wednesday for 7 years. And his friend's like, I want to sell my home. So Gary shows up. He's like, well, let's go. We're gonna go on the boat. And he shows up in his board shorts, and he's like, oh yeah, I got it covered. I'll sell your home. Shows up next week for poker, and someone else's sign is in the yard.
And why? Because I didn't follow the process. There's a process there for a reason. And that listing presentation template would have secured me that listing and probably saved the friendship. All right, next question. Susan said, this is awesome with the blog post, but where do I put the blog posts?
Oh, so one of the features, I mean, if you have your own website, just do that. But remember I talked about the Marketing Club membership? One of the features in the Marketing Club membership is you get a marketing website to market listings and generate leads. When you become a Marketing Club member, we automatically post a blog post on your marketing site for you, so you don't even have to deal with that, okay? But you also get it if you have a different website, you want to put that on, we give you the content. But if you don't have a website, I call it a marketing site because it's not like a full-blown website. This is a simple marketing site. We automatically put a blog post that's connected to the topic, you know, for that month, for that monthly value program. But easily you can add listings to it. You can create landing pages to generate leads. So I find that this was a necessary tool because a lot of things we talk about, it's like, oh, you want to be able to market a listing, or oh, you want to do lead generation, so you need these landing pages. And many people just didn't have a website. For those of you who do, great.
Or if they had one, it was ancient.
Or it was ancient, right? So if you have one, you don't need that, then don't activate that particular feature of the membership. I mean, for the marketing templates you get alone every month is worth the value for this program. So that's I think I was trying to answer the question, where to put that. Well, you put it here if you don't have a website already.
All right, Pam has a few questions. It's Pam and a lot of other people had questions about when Facebook starts collecting the information about the people who have seen your videos or clicked through the website, whatever. A lot of the questions are, how do you know if they click through to the link to your email? Do you get their email contact address? Like when Facebook stores this information, how do you know?
So remember let me go back to it. So you will get, you're going to get access to their information when they do this, right? So when they go to a lead ad or a Facebook ad and they request information, that's when you get their contact information. Before that, they are going to be represented as audiences. Let me pull up what that looks like. So before that, they're not going to tell me who's in the audience. Right?
Facebook is not going to give you their name, their email address.
This is a privacy issue, right? They can't tell you who's in there. So here's an example. This is 4,800 people who visited our website, right? That Facebook has tracked for me. Now, they're not going to tell me who visited the website. But what they are going to do is allow me to run an ad campaign like this to those people. Okay? Same thing with the audience, the video campaigns, right? So where to go? So here's, 8,900 people who've watched at least 3 seconds of video from any of our videos. It's 8,900 people. So they're not going to tell me who the 8,900 people is until I run this ad and they request the information, and now I've got their email address. And so that's when you get their contact information. By the way, I know you're probably thinking, oh, but what am I, like, this is where you got to trust the tool. A lot of you think you need to be harassing all the folks. I mean, like, if you're just doing the marketing the videos and marketing your expertise, like, the nice thing is people are going to start to come to you. This is how word of mouth works. It will seem a little bit like magic. Don't turn it off once it starts happening. But word of mouth is this. It's when all of a sudden you start getting more people visiting your website for some reason. You start having people reach out to you and message you for some reason. You send out an email, or you post on a video, and all of a sudden people actually start replying to you because now you've got the word of mouth engine going. And the word of mouth engine is really, it's anybody in that sphere of influence. It's anybody in the geographic farm areas that you're serving. It's anybody connected to those people. It's anybody connected to you on social media, right? All of a sudden, and it'll look like magic. I'm just going to tell you that's what it'll look like. You'll be wondering, why am I getting all these people talking? And I'm going to tell you why. It's because you're doing these steps.
So if you want to implement these steps and learn how to implement them in a step-by-step training format, then what you need to do is go sign up right now. We're pretty much out of time, but I do want to address one question that just came up. Dee said, reading your reviews on your Facebook page, has your customer service improved since then? Also, what is your coaching club?
Oh, so we don't offer our coaching club. That's actually, we now call it Marketing Club membership. And in terms of, I have to look, I haven't actually read the reviews on Facebook. It was
years ago when we were transferring our customer service businesses.
Yeah.
So
don't worry, we fired those people. Just kidding. No, we actually since that time. Emma, come here.
Uh-oh.
So since that time, we actually hired a whole bunch of new folks who are dedicated to your success, like Emma here. Emma's on our customer service team. She's actually one of our member success representatives. And so you've got a team of people like Emma here to ensure that that type of experience doesn't happen again. It was a learning curve for us. I mean, Gary and I were just trying to figure out, thank you, Emma. Gary and I are trying to figure out how to do this. You know, we have people who want to learn what we're doing. And so, yeah, we're figuring this thing out as well. But yes, is our goal to make sure that everyone who has any kind of customer service related issue that we've got, folks like Emma to take care of you.
So here's what you need to go do right now is go click on that Join Club Now blue button over in the chat section and join us in our program. What you're getting today is Facebook Marketing for Real Estate. It's $597 value. You're getting access to the Marketing Club membership, which is a $67 value. You're getting the Property Marketing Plan template. This is really critical. You have to have this if you want to list properties. That's a $597 value. And when you sign up right now before we end this, you're getting the extra bonus of the listing presentation template. That's $597 value. It's almost $2,000. You're getting it for $67 a month. Go click on the link and sign up right now.
Oh, was I supposed to say something?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, by the way, don't worry. You can easily cancel, hassle-free, no questions asked. There's no contract commitment when you take advantage of this offer and become a Marketing Club member.
Awesome. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. We hope this was valuable for you, and we cannot wait to see you in the Marketing Club.
See you online. Take care.